All right, what's going on, everybody? We were wrong on all counts here. Fight did not go over. Joe Smith obviously did not win, and this was a very, very, very impressive performance from Artur Beterbiev. I talked about before the fight how I felt that Artur Beterbiev was more of a mid-range guy. And again, he showed that last night, right? But once again, it's one thing saying that Joe Smith has to stay out of the mid-range to be successful, and then it's another thing doing it. So it's basically Artur Beterbiev making you fight the fight he wants you to fight. And Tim Bradley and the other announcers, Joe Tessitore, Andre Ward, they mentioned about the timing of Beterbiev, right? But what is really timing, right? Because you can try to time somebody, you can get a feel for what they're doing and how they're doing it, and you could pick up on the rhythm. But once again, instinctively, you have to react to what they're doing, right? And even though Artur Beterbiev is not maybe the fastest guy in the world, he's not the most explosive guy in the world, he's not the most athletic guy in the world, but what he does do well is I have to say that I could put him in that category of adaptive reactive fighters, right? Guys who process things faster than others, right? Andre Ward was one of those guys. Virgil Hunter used to say that all the time about Andre Ward, how he can just process things faster than other fighters. So that's how he's able to react. But Betterbiev has a really good sense of where he is in the ring and when to throw the punches and what punch to throw at the right time, basically. So he knows instinctively, right, what to do in there. He's not even really thinking, right? You see some guys sometimes in the ring, they're overthinking, right? And when they do that, a lot of times they telegraph what they're going to do, right? They give away what they're going to do, right? They become repetitive, right? They try too hard to do something and it's just not coming off naturally, right? It's not flowing. Again, even though Betterbiev is not, the most athletic guy in the world, he's not all those things that necessarily we expect a fighter to be, right? When we call a fighter great. But what he does do well, he does do well. And no one's been able to stop him from doing it. In the first round, Joe Smith was getting the jab off. You can even argue he was winning that first round until he got knocked down. But again, Betterbiev, right, was actually circling a little bit in this fight. He was moving more than normal. It's almost as if he was trying to box a little bit more in this fight and not be that swarmer pressure type fighter, right? He was being a little bit more cerebral in this fight, and he got off to a faster start. So he let Joe Smith come to him, and he would step off to the side. And as he stepped off to the side, he was edging just a little bit forward and forced Joe Smith into that mid-range area almost, just by positioning. So he was letting Joe Smith kind of come to him a little bit, and he was just making that subtle step. And as he made that subtle step, he would just inch a tad bit forward, right? And Joe Smith would get caught in that mid-range area, and then Betterbiev would just throw that short clubbing right hand over the top. And he hit Joe Smith on the top of the head. And you can even argue that it wasn't the cleanest punch, but because this guy is so heavy-handed, he knocked him down. And right then and there, Joe Smith said to himself, this is going to be a long night. It almost reminded me after that of when Peter McNeely fought Mike Tyson, and he just said to himself, I got to throw all caution into the wind here, and I got to try and take this guy out of here. You know, that's the thing, right? So he basically said, just like Andre Ward said, he's like, I might as well just throw all caution into the wind here because I can get knocked out here. I'm not going to be able to box this guy. I'm not going to be able to keep this guy off me the whole fight because as soon as he makes contact with me, I know he can hurt me, right? I know he can hurt me. And because of that, I think he got desperate. And you can even see, I think it was the second knockdown when Joe Smith really stepped deep in with that jab, right? And he pulled back the right hand and loaded it up. And they really telegraphed that right hand. And that was more or less a desperation punch, like a home run punch. Like, I got to try to get this guy out of here because I don't want to stay in there for 10 or 12 rounds with this guy, right? I don't want to stay in there with this guy. So he basically, like I said, started fighting desperately. And as Andre Ward so eloquently put and correctly put, in my opinion, the game plan did go out the window. Right? Just like McNeely said, I'm just going to bum rush Tyson and whatever happens, happens. This fight kind of turned into that, with Joe Smith. So it's one thing saying that Artur Beterbiev is a mid-range fighter, and to beat him, you have to stay on the outside or go all the way in and smother him. And it's another thing doing it because, again, he knows, right? He knows, basically can pick up on his opponent's attack patterns, right? It's almost as if as soon as you finish punching, he's right there to counter you, right? He can time the punch sequences down to the T, right? Down to the letter of his opponent. And as soon as they finish, boom. He's a very, very underrated counterpuncher. I underestimated this guy's boxing IQ. I really did. When you look deeper into this guy's style, right? He's a very, very instinctive fighter, right? And sometimes these punches don't look flashy. They don't look pretty. They look like George Foreman clubbing type punches, right? But the jab, he snaps out there at points. Last night he was actually snapping the jab out. But a lot of times he'll trick you because he'll paw with it and get you thinking like it's like a little ticky-tack type jab, right? And once you it's almost like a snake charmer in there because Klitschko used to do that. He would just kind of like tap you with the jab, and then he would just mix a hard right hand in there. Because once you as a fighter stop picking up on that slower rhythm, it's almost like you can get lulled into a false insecurity. Like, okay, these punches are slow, and then when the harder puncher, slow and not as hard, then when the harder, slightly faster puncher comes, catches you off guard. So Betterbiev definitely is a lot more crafty than I given him credit for. It's a lot more sophisticated with his offense than I given him credit for. And he's more than just a power puncher. He's a very smart fighter, right? He knows just how much to move in there. He knows when to throw the punches. In other words, he's never throwing a punch. And even though I believe he still does square up and he does stand straight up, right? Regardless of that, he's still, for the most part, never off balance. I kind of expect this from people. I guess it's time for the humble crow. But I mean, do you want credit for being a good guesser? Isn't that all what we're really doing? We're guessing. So you're good at guessing. I mean, is that something that you want to be proud of? That's fine. If that makes you feel good that you're a good guesser, then I want you to be happy with yourself. Good guess, Centurion son. Outstanding. You're a good guesser, right? Joe Smith was still was still, I would still pick him. Hindsight is 2020. Going into this fight, going into this fight, I thought I made good points. Right? If I jumped in a time machine and went back to yesterday, I would still pick Joe Smith. Hindsight's 2020. Joe Smith was a good value play. He had value. Going into this fight, Joe Smith, I believe, was better than advertised. I thought he was undervalued. Right? You're using knowledge about Smith and Betterbiev, and I knew. No, you didn't know, because you would, again, you guessed. That's what everyone on here does. We guess. Nobody knows what's going to happen. If everybody knew what was going to happen, none of us would work another day in our lives. You know? We all guess. Right? That's what we do. We all guess. And if you guys want to feel good about yourselves by, oh, I'm great at guessing, then that's fine. That's fine. If that makes you happy, I'm going to congratulate you on being a great guesser. But again, back to the fight. I think Artur Beterbiev is the best light heavyweight in the world. I think Artur Beterbiev. I'm not a big pound for pound guy, but I have no problem with Artur Beterbiev being on the pound for pound list. Not at all. I think Artur Beterbiev will beat Dmitry Bivol. I think he'll knock him out. And I just don't think that, as great as Dmitry Bivol's footwork is, it's gonna play out similar to the Vosdik fight. Because I picked Vosdik to beat Betterbiev, and I thought he was doing well when he was able to box and maintain the distance. But once again, Artur Beterbiev is so subtle at just creeping up on you, right? Gives you that false sense of security, right? Thinking that you can touch him. And as soon as you stop punching, right, kind of slides subtly off to the side, steps around you, and boom, that one shot. It's all it takes for this guy to turn the fight. That's all it takes. I don't think anybody, again, I'm not taking it personal. All I'm telling you is you guessed right. I'm congratulating you on being a good guesser. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I've been doing it too long, brother. I've been doing it too long. And if you have been following boxing for your whole life and you make predictions, you know that you're going to be wrong half the time. All we're doing is guessing. We can do the analytics all day, right? They had Devin Haney as a minus 175. And that's fine. I thought that Devin Haney legitimately should have been a minus 300. I just thought that he was that much better than George Kambosos. And I bet I bet Devin Haney to win by decision, and I actually got a plus 300 on it. That's value. So my bet was multiplied by 3. That's the equivalent of winning 3 bets essentially, right? But the odds makers thought it was closer. Now, did I come on the next day and tell everybody, "Oh, wow, how could you guys think this was going to be close?" I just didn't think. I said it before and I said it after. Eric said the same thing. I just didn't think it was going to be a close fight, right? But I guessed. Still a guess. It's still a guess. If you're going to sit there and base your boxing knowledge on your predictions, whether you get them right or wrong, well, then none of us are going to be smart then, because you're going to be wrong half the time. If you pick every fight, you're going to be wrong half. Again, it's what is knowledge? What is knowledge? Again, what is knowledge? Did you pick Ruiz to beat Joshua the first time? Did you pick Teofimo Lopez to beat Lomachenko? I mean, knowledge goes out the window, bro. Anything can happen. Did you pick Bivol to beat Canelo? I mean, it doesn't matter if you know. Again, keep believing what you want to believe. You're a good guesser, because if you knew 100% who was going to win all the time, then you wouldn't have to work. I don't understand how you. I don't understand how you can't just put this together. Floyd was a substantial favorite in the fight. So I don't understand what this means. Again, not many people did pick McGregor over Floyd. It's one thing to pick to say, anyone can say anything. But once again, if everybody knew who was going to win all the time with 100% certainty, then we wouldn't have to work. That's why it's called gambling. That's why it's called a prediction. What does prediction mean? Let's look up the word prediction. Okay, prediction. We're predicting what is going to happen. We're forecasting, an act of predicting, something that is predicted, a statement about what you think will happen in the future, a statement about what you think will happen. It doesn't say what you know what will happen in the future, what you think. So I'm going to congratulate you once again, Centurion Son, on being a great guesser. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. But yeah. Betterbiev is very impressive. Don't think he beats Bivol. I think if Anthony Yarde fights Dimitri Bivol, I think he's going to get seriously hurt. I think it's a horrific mismatch, and I say that with all due respect to Anthony Yarde. I like him. I like Yarde, but I don't see how he could win the fight. I don't see how he could win the fight. Bob Arum does not seem to be too interested in the undisputed fight, but Artur Beterbiev wants it, right? Artur Beterbiev wants it. And a lot of times, more often than not, what the fighter wants usually happens, right? It usually happens. So, yeah, I think I think that was a extremely, extremely impressive performance last night. I thought the fight was going to go rounds. I thought Joe Smith was going to be more durable. And I mentioned yesterday, right, during my breakdown, back in 2010, when Joe Smith was stopped in a it was an eight, I think it was a 6 rounder. If I'm not, yeah, it was a 6 rounder. It was very, very early in his career. And he actually got hit with a punch. He broke his jaw. It was a guy from Massachusetts, Lawrence, Massachusetts. I can't remember the guy's name right now. I'd have to go back and look it up what the guy's name was. But he was an unheralded guy, with all due respect, and he hit Joe Smith in the jaw and he broke his jaw. And Joe Smith turned away, right? He turned away and basically indicated that was it, right? And again, that's fine. I never criticize a fighter for saying I can't go anymore. I don't want to go anymore. I mean, certain injuries, if you continue to fight, it's just going to make the injury worse. It's going to make the recuperation process longer, and you're going to add damage to your body that you don't have to have. If you're hurt to a point where you can't continue, then that's fine. I don't insult fighters for doing that. But interestingly enough, if you noticed in that fight last night, after the last sequence when the referee did wave it off, Joe Smith did once again turn his back to Dimitri Bivol. I'm not Dimitri Bivol. I'm sorry, to Artur Beterbiev, and basically said, not in so many words, that I'm done. You know what I mean? And there's no shame in that. I mean, he was getting hurt, whatever. But that's what Betterbiev does sometimes. And you could see even in the Vosdick fight, even in the Marcus Brown fight, these guys are basically submitting. He's making these guys submit. When Marcus Brown went down the last time, he was like on his knee and he looked up. He just looked up and said, gave a look to the referee like, "Don't even count, brother. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to do this anymore." You know what I mean? Vosdick did something similar. So this guy is fucking scary, man. Without question, this guy is fucking scary. And I don't think I've given this guy enough credit. I don't think I've given this guy enough credit. I don't think I really have. You know? And do I think that Dimitri Bivol is going to be able to evade this guy for 12 rounds? I don't. Do I think if Dimitri Bivol gets hit with similar shots that Joe Smith got hit with, do I think he's going to be able to stand up to those shots? I don't. I don't. Stacks, what's going on, brother?
What's going on? What's going on, B?
What'd you think, man? I mean, did you expect that to be as one-sided as it was, or?
No, I lost money. I had Betterbiev stopping them in 7 through 12.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? A lot of people took the under though, but I don't know, man. I think a lot of people took the under, and I think the majority of people probably made out, but a lot of people straddled it with either they took the under and they straddled with a Joe Smith win, or they straddled it like with a round prediction. A lot of people were picking 7 to 9, man. That was the pick. That was the pick.
They had the over at I think 8.5.
8.5, yeah. So
and I was like, Joe's pretty tough. You know, he could last 6 rounds with the guy. Betterbiev's a slow starter. He's so lanky. Joe Smith's so lanky. He should be able to keep him at bay for at least 5 or 6 rounds.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Betterbiev looked like he was more strategic, though. It didn't look like he was coming straight in because
he was circling him. He was stepping around him, and he was forcing Joe Smith to have to reset. And when Joe Smith reset, he didn't go back out. He kept coming forward, and he actually smothered. He like Andre Ward said, and Tim Bradley said, he smothered his jab.
Yeah,
and he wasn't able to maintain the distance that he needed to be effective, right?
Yeah,
like I said, it's one thing saying, this guy's a mid-range fighter, and if you stay out of the mid-range, you're going to be successful. But if he doesn't let you stay out of the mid-range, if he's constantly creeping up on you and constantly just stepping around you, and as he steps around you, he's sliding just a little bit forward.
Yeah.
He's good, man. He's smart, bro. He's smarter than I give him. I mean, I never thought he was a dumb fighter, obviously. I'm not going to insult him, but he's a lot more cerebral than I thought he was. Like when I looked at what he showed me something last night that I really didn't see in all the other fights.
What I did yesterday, I watched the Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Yes.
I watched both episodes, and that guy, one thing I judge fighters on is how dedicated they are to the sport. Out of ring antics, what do they do out of the ring and stuff like that. That guy better be, he's all boxing. He's all boxing. He's 37 doing this.
Yeah.
People don't realize he's 37, not 27, not 21. He's 37 stopping these guys. Top lightweights. And
yeah. Then they asked him if he wanted to move up to cruiserweight, and he's like, nah, I can go up to heavyweight, man. I can go up to heavyweight.
They asked him?
Yeah.
If he wants to move up?
They asked him like after the fight, like there was like a media scrum after the fight, and someone was like, "Yeah, would you want to move up to cruiserweight one day?" Because he's a big dude. He like in the amateurs, he fought at 201.
Oh wow!
I don't even know how he just he fought at 175 too, but a good portion of his amateur career he fought Usyk at 201 in the Olympics.
Yeah, I watched that. He hurt Usyk got the win, but I remember him hurting Usyk a few times in that fight. Usyk had to get on his bike to get away from him, get his bearings back.
Yeah,
I'm
some guys have
always been there.
Yeah, some guys are just better in the pros because they have more rounds to work with. I mean, with people, I don't discount and disregard amateur pedigree, but you got to look at it as this too, man. It's only 3 rounds. Some guys they take 3 rounds to warm up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, his style is definitely more suited to the pros than it is to the amateurs because again, he likes to kind of feel his way through the fight. But last night he didn't feel his way through the fight.
He did not. He went all in. He had 3 knockdowns within the 2 rounds.
Yeah.
But his footwork, like the way he was stepping around, like his defense was a little better last night. Seemed like because he wasn't getting touched like that. He was stepping around. He was swimming without getting wet. He was hitting and he wasn't getting hit. And it was like, damn. I don't know if anyone at light heavyweight can beat this guy.
I don't think Bivol can beat him, bro.
I don't think so. I think Bivol can give him some solid rounds, but once that fatigue sets in and he feels that power, I don't think he can keep his game plan after feeling that power and then the stamina, starts to go. I don't think he'll annihilate him like he did Joe Smith, but like you said about the Vostok fight, it'll look more than like that, maybe 9 or 10 rounds.
I think it'll look a lot like that, and maybe even it would take Betterbiev maybe not as long to possibly get him out of it because Vostok actually hits harder than Bivol, I think, because Vostok was a pretty Vostok. Remember what Vostok did to Adonis Stevenson too, man. Like that, he retired Adonis Stevenson.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he could punch too, but like again, you have to question if Bivol's going to have enough power to kind of keep Betterbiev at bay. That's the thing. Vostok was kind of stunning him a little bit early, but Betterbiev kind of got his second win in that fight.
Vostok was giving him the business. He was touching him a lot, and he still couldn't. Once he felt the power, he couldn't really do much. And that's what I think will happen to Bivol, especially with Bivol. He doesn't have that many KOs. No. His power is enough, but is it enough to keep a guy like Betterbiev off him? Because I think Joe Smith hits harder than Bivol.
Yeah. Yeah.
They couldn't keep him off.
I'm gonna say it again. Bivol was a cherry pick gone wrong for Canelo.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean Bivol is not an excellent fighter, but styles make fights. We knew that Bivol was the smallest out of the 3 light heavyweight champions.
yeah.
Wasn't the hardest. He was probably the lightest hitter out of the 3 light heavyweight champions.
Yeah.
Canelo felt as though I'm going to go in there with a guy who's not that much bigger than me, who doesn't hit as hard as me, and I'm going to be able to bomb him out of there. And that's the way he approached the fight. If you watched Canelo fight Bivol, he approached the fight like, I'm going to bomb this guy out of here, because all he was doing was loading up with shots.
Yeah.
Said to himself, Joe Smith hurt this guy. Craig Richards he didn't look great against Craig Richards. The fight was close, whatever. I'm going to bomb this guy out of there. So I don't want to hear this daring to be great shit, because again, you want to dare to be great, go fight Artur Beterbiev, bro. Go fight Artur Beterbiev.
That was the guy to fight. If you want to be great, that's the guy to fight.
Yeah, and again,
fight him.
And again, this Gennady Golovkin fight, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. To each his own. But it's a money grab, bro. There's not a daring to be great fight. It's a money grab. And
well, it's his diehard fans that try to, make all these excuses for why he fights like the average Avro Yildirim. Oh, he was a mandatory, but he was a mandatory that he requested. And he was his sparring partner. That could have easily been a fixed fight. How easy is it to fix a fight with your sparring partner? You know what I mean? Mayweather just did it in an exhibition. You know what I mean? It's very easy to do that. I'm just sick of all the excuses and the comparison to Mayweather. It's like Mayweather beat your favorite fighter. You know what I mean? He was beating top competition. He wasn't fighting no Avro Yildirim's late in his career when he was a pay-per-view star. And these guys, they're trying to, cut corners, and the real boxing fans see what he's doing,
So Centurion Son says Bivol Beterbiev are equal 50-50 fight. I don't know about that, bro.
I don't think so.
Once again, they were telling us that Devin Haney and friggin' George Kambosos was equal too. I never thought so.
I never thought that either.
I never thought so. So once again, you're good at guessing, Centurion Son. That's your guess. You could very well be wrong in that.
Yeah.
So, dude, I don't know why this dude is concerned about with Mayweather fighting McGregor.
Because he's a casual.
I mean, is anyone gonna sit there and look back and measure Mayweather's greatness because he fought McGregor?
Any boxing fan who
cares
when
about
that fight was signed, it was like Mayweather's gonna stop that boy.
No one took that fight serious, bro, except for apparently you. You're talking about that fight like it meant something, bro.
That was some of the easiest money I ever made.
It was a money grab. He told you it was a money grab going in, bro. Is that why are we even talking about Mayweather McGregor with this fight with Betterbiev and Joe Smith? Why don't we just talk about fucking crochet then, or fucking knitting? I mean, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? How the fuck does Mayweather McGregor tie into this conversation? Does that make fucking sense, bro? You know you're having problems fucking having a conversation with someone when you have to fucking bring up Mayweather McGregor.
From 2017?
A fight that happened 5 years ago, bro, that no one took serious. I mean, what the fuck, bro? Seriously.
He must have lost money on that. He must have fed Craig. It's bad, man. These casuals, like the Spence and Crawford fight, people talking about money and stuff like that. These guys are making it happen at light heavyweight. People were complaining about, why don't you talk about the light heavyweights and them unifying? They're unifying now. Now, what's the welterweights excuses? The lightweights. We've got an undisputed lightweight champion. These fights can happen. Put egos aside. These fights can happen. You got one guy leaving his promotional company.
Hopefully.
you got another guy complaining
Yeah.
about fighting on ESPN. Who do you think's holding up the fight? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's this stuff going on with Tyson Fury not being allowed back into the country? I don't even know what the fuck that's all about, man. That's crazy.
I don't know either. I just know that he's associated with the Kinahans, and the Kinahans are bad news right now.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I know they're into some gang activity. So,
I mean, look at this, man. Again, Yildirim was a title defense.
Yeah, McGregor was okay because at least we knew who McGregor was, and it raked in.
It was a money grab, bro. What, like, Yildirim was a fucking waste of time.
Who the hell is Yildirim?
It was a stupid fight. It wasn't like
and it didn't rake in no pay-per-views.
It wasn't a money fight, right? And it was a fucking title defense, and it was a mandatory.
It was a cherry.
So so then people are like, oh well, he had to fight him. Yeah, but he did. What about when he vacated the fucking the WBC belt because he didn't want to fight the mandatory there? So you fans have to be consistent. He's vacated titles before because he didn't want to fight mandatories. So why did he fucking fight Yildirim? He could have just said, fuck it, I don't want to fight him. He could do whatever he wants, he says. He says he could fight. He says he could fight whoever he wants. He could choose and pick and choose whoever he wants. So why did he fight Yildirim then? Okay, so you can't have it both ways, brother.
It wasn't for money because Yildirim ain't shit.
So it was for undisputed at 168, right? But what about 160 and 154? Why weren't the mandatories important there? Again, you can't have it both ways, bro.
Exactly.
You can even argue. You can even argue, even though he's undisputed, right? And he beat all those guys that had belts. You can make an argument. David Benavidez is still better than all those guys that he fought.
Yeah.
And he never fought David Benavidez, and he has no intention of fighting him in the near distant future. You could still argue that Benavidez is right there with him. You could argue that he's better than Billy Joe. Benavidez would beat Billy Joe Saunders. Benavidez, I would pick him. I would pick him to beat fucking Caleb Plant. I would pick Benavidez to beat Callum Smith. I would.
Yeah.
So again,
I would too.
Undisputed meant something because of the fighters that had the belt at the time. He's vacated belts before because he vacated the WBC belt before. When they asked him to fight Canelo, when they asked Canelo to fight Golovkin the first time, but they waited for Golovkin. They waited for Golovkin to look bad against Jacobs, and then they jumped on the fight.
Yeah,
that's why the fight happened. When Golovkin was the killer, you knew they were going to age him out. You knew that was the plan. Yeah. Let's be honest, they aged him out, bro.
Yeah, and I mean, Canelo's done some too many questionable shit to call him great. First you duck Triple G, and then when you decide to fight him, you look ripped. The most ripped I've ever seen Canelo in that first fight. You remember Media Day? He had a 8-pack freaking muscles ripped to the teeth. I ain't never seen Canelo look like that. Then he comes out, he doped. So first you duck Triple G, then you dope to fight him. And we're not even talking about before that when you ducked not one, but 2 weight divisions, 154 and 160, when you took your ass to 155 to pull up welterweights and junior welterweights to beat on.
You have a guy that says, I can fight whoever I want, right? That's what he says. He's been saying that for the longest time. Told the WBC to go fuck themselves when they wanted him to fight Golovkin, when Golovkin was a killer. Right?
Yeah.
So undisputed meant nothing at 160 and 154. It only meant something at 168 because of the guys who had the titles. That's why. If he was to fight David Benavidez right now, he'd probably be a 2-1 favorite. Not a fucking not a plus fucking 800 like he was against the other.
Exactly.
So again, stop with the bullshit. Stop with the bullshit.
And people don't think about those odds. They don't look at those odds and he's always minus 500, minus 600 all the time.
Anyone that says they hate Israel or you're a hater, basically
that's all they can say.
Basically, all you are is a lover. You're an obsessor. I'm not going to even use the other word, but basically what you are is you're a fanatic. If you have to run interference for a guy, then you're doing the same thing. You're on the opposite end of the spectrum.
That's the difference between the boxing fans, the boxing fans like you and me, and the fanboys like him. Fanboys love their fighter. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter. Fanboys love their fighter.
Who said he ducked Billy Joe? What the fuck are you talking about, bro? After he fucking beat Cotto, the WBC made Triple G the mandatory, and they stripped him because he wouldn't fight Triple G. Then Triple G goes and looks fucking average against Daniel Jacobs in a fight that many people thought he lost. Then a year and a half later, almost 2 years later, then he fights him. There's been a pattern, bro. There's been a pattern.
It's like he wanted to fight Mayweather, a welterweight who's 36 years old. He thought the shit was sweet. And he got his ass whooped.
Real, man. Let's be real about it. Mayweather was almost fucking 37 years old when he fought him. He was way out of his prime. And
he owned him.
And Canelo already was like a fucking unified champ. He had 45 fights in. Look at guys like Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney becoming undisputed at 23, 24 years old, bro. So it ain't about being green, bro. You either got it or you don't, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why true greatness, like what Betterbiev is doing, these guys don't appreciate it. What he's doing right now is amazing.
Can't even compare Canelo to Floyd Mayweather. You just can't do it, bro.
No, you can't.
They're not. I mean, Mayweather fucking beat fucking guys.
Your favorite fighter.
Look at Canelo. When he won his first fucking title at 154 against fucking what's his name? The Hatton dude. I can't remember his fucking first name.
Oh, the Hatton brother.
Yeah, the Hatton brother. I can't remember his first name. Matthew Hatton. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Matthew Hatton. And he was a guy who was a fucking 140 pounder, basically, right? And he fucking fought him, right? For a vacant fucking title at 154 with a 150 pound catch weight for his first title. And then look at Mayweather's first fucking title. Right?
His first title was versus
Gennaro Hernandez, bro.
Hernandez, yeah.
And then he fights fucking Chico Corrales being a 3-1 underdog. I mean,
that was the last time he was an underdog too.
Well, Mayweather waited for Pacquiao to get old. Mayweather's older than Pacquiao, you fucking knuckleheads. How does that fucking argument? He fought a Shane Mosley out of his prime. Really? That was a Shane Mosley that destroyed Antonio Margarito, who you guys said that Floyd Mayweather was fucking running from, and Shane Mosley fucking knocks him out and destroys him, and then the next fight, Mayweather fucking fight Shane Mosley.
Mayweather fought you after your biggest win.
I don't even like Mayweather. I don't even like Mayweather as a person, but I can't even dispute fucking him as a boxer. There's only
he was calling those guys out way before he fought them. They ducked him. Then they fought him when he became the money man.
And I don't even like Mayweather. I don't like him as a person. He's not my favorite guy in boxing. But again,
who's Canelo calling out?
But again, you can't fucking compare Canelo's resume to Floyd's. You can't. You just can't, bro.
No.
Floyd's a much better fighter than Canelo. And Floyd was 36 years old, going on 37 when he beat Canelo. Come on.
And the way he beat him, it wasn't rough and tumble. It was like he said, it was easy work, man.
He was 24 years old,
and he fought him after he saw that Cotto fight too. He thought shit was sweet. Remember
right.
That Cotto fight?
Right. No one's calling David Benavidez green right now. He fought a fucking old 36-year-old fucking Anthony Durrell. He wasn't like he could do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Canelo has a fucking good result. Yeah, okay, that's fine. But I think Mayweather's is better. I think Mayweather's resume is better. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna.
Yeah, there's a
you
lot
want
of
to call
fighting.
somebody great? You compare him to the other great fighters. That's what I do. You know. No, maybe you are, brother. When you have to start name calling, that means that you're not really intellectually smart enough to basically debate with intelligence. So that's why you name call. Come on. Who's in there?
Why they getting mad about
Why they get
Canelo?
mad, bro? Why they get mad about Canelo, bro? Why they get mad about Canelo?
Because it's true. That's why they're mad.
And what's gonna happen if David Benavidez beats Canelo, bro? Then what are we gonna say? Then what are we gonna say?
But didn't Canelo say he doesn't even want to fight Latin fighters anymore?
Well, he said that before. And then when David Benavidez had the title at 168, right? He conveniently said, I don't want to fight Mexican fighters anymore. I don't want to fight Latino fighters or Mexican fighters. Then once he gets stripped, but it was okay to fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. though. Come on, bro. I mean, some of these moves are strategic from Canelo. I mean, we gotta be honest, bro.
Oh, he fought him at 164 when he was claiming he was too small for 160 when he was doing that 155 shit.
Yeah, all these catch weight fights. Come on, man. These rehydration clauses and shit. Come on,
Monitored scoring.
Come on, bro.
Glenbuterol.
You know, Mayweather fought actually two catch weights, but one real catch weight his whole fucking career. How many catch weights has Canelo fought? How many rehydration clauses has Canelo had?
Ugh.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man. I don't care what nobody say. That Kovalev fight was fixed. That knockout.
Well,
it didn't look genuine.
Some people say
man.
that. I don't agree with it, but I mean, you know.
Yeah, that shit ain't look right.
He didn't look good in that fight either, bro. He didn't look good in that fight either. You know, and here's the thing, man. Floyd's been undersized his whole career, right?
Yeah.
So when he moved up and beat, look at all the guys he beat that were significantly bigger than him. So now Canelo moves up. Oh, he's not a real light heavyweight. Was Floyd a real junior middleweight when he beat Oscar De La Hoya? When he beat Miguel Cotto? When he beat you? Was he a real junior middleweight when he beat Canelo Alvarez?
Hell no.
So again, was Sugar Ray Leonard a real fucking light heavyweight when he beat friggin' Donnie Lalonde? That's what great fighters do, man. That's what great fighters do. Oh, well, like now we're supposed to give people credit. Now we're supposed to give people credit for trying now. We're going to give people participation trophies now. Oh, at least he tried. At least he dared to be great. Isn't that what everyone does? Isn't that what every great athlete does? Is they dare to be great? Boston Celtics fucking lost the finals, bro. We're not gonna. No one's fucking saying, "Oh, Boston Celtics dared to be great." No, they lost. They're not champions, man. Now we gotta give the fucking Golden State Warriors the credit.
Yeah.
You know, we're not. I don't give out participation trophies, man. I'm not in this friggin' snowflake era, bro. I like Canelo. I respect Canelo as a fighter. I like Canelo, whatever. But again, you know, there's a lot of double standards, bro. There's a lot of double standards. There's a lot of friggin' obsessive fans out there that will run interference for this guy, and they'll talk out of both sides of their mouths, and they'll criticize someone else for doing the same thing this dude does. So it's just basically fucking double standards, bro. Come on.
It's not. Even I was wrong about Pacquiao because after he left Bob Arum, dude was fighting everybody. All the young threats.
Mayweather's frame and reach are more competitive at 154 than Canelo is at 175. Come on, bro. Will you stop it, bro? Stop it. Stop it, bro. Canelo is not small. He is short. He's a thick guy.
Yeah, is.
All right. Just because somebody's short doesn't mean they're small. Dude, you're running so much interference for Canelo, bro. Oh my God, you sound horrible, bro. Sound horrible.
Fucking fly.
Come on, bro. These guys look at the guys who are at 154 right now. Let's take a look at let's look at Jermell Charlo, right? He's like fucking 6 feet, right? Got like a 74-inch reach. Let's look at let's look at some of these this is the guy that's undisputed. Look how big Jermell Charlo is compared to Floyd. The dude's fucking 6 feet and he got a 73-inch reach, bro. Right? He's bigger than Canelo, height and reach wise.
Yeah.
He's fighting at 154. Come on, bro. Stop, bro.
Let's not even talk about the Fundora dude.
Look how big Hurd was. Like again,
Hurd was huge. Fundora.
These guys at 154 are walking around at 170. Floyd walked around at like 150, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, stop it. Stop it. Floyd's been undersized his whole career.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden being undersized is many smaller guys beat bigger guys, bro.
Yeah, if you could fight, you could fight. The size in boxing, it's not as big as like in a regular fight. I mean, size does matter, but
let's look how big guys like Sebastian Fundora. Let's look at Tim Tszyu. How big is Tim Tszyu? He's 5'9", 72-inch reach. He's bigger than Canelo. Right?
Yeah.
He's bigger than Canelo. Right? Look at Liam Smith. How big is Liam Smith? This is a guy that Canelo beat. Right? He's 5'10", right? He's got a 70-something inch reach. He's got a lot. Canelo is short, bro. He's gonna be shorter than just about. He's gonna be short than just about everybody he fought.
He's always looking up at the stare downs. Canelo's always looking up.
He's a short guy. He's a short guy, bro. If you want to make that argument, he's even short for fucking 160, bro.
Even when he was fighting those junior welterweights like Khan and Josecito Lopez, he was still shorter than them. I can't remember a stare down where Canelo is actually looking down. He's always looking up at his opponent. Caleb Plant, Billy Joe.
Floyd never gave reach up to anybody. I mean, he had a 72-inch reach, bro. I mean, you don't think he gave up reach to fucking De La Hoya? You don't think he gave up, like him and Mosley basically had the identical reach, both 72 inches around? You know? Alvarez never had more reach than anyone. He was always at a disadvantage with his height and reach. So if that's going to be the case, then he's going to be too small for everyone he fights. Then, if you want to do that, if you want to use that example, I thought Canelo tied with Trout and got outboxed by Cotto. All his victories have asterisks next to them, the size asterisks the sides of planets next to him. If he was brown with black hair, no one would care. Again, I thought Golovkin beat him twice. I thought Erislandy Lara beat him. I thought the Trout fight was a draw. I had him beating Cotto by like 115 and 113. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's never had a clear dominant victory over a great fighter. Floyd has beaten great fighters in his career soundly. No, people who say this, people just love to hate Canelo. No, you just love to love him. Love to love you, baby. Love to love you, baby. All you're doing is basically you're on the opposite. You're on the opposite. That's like the Democrats making fun of the Republicans. They're both on the way on the opposite sides of the spectrum. They're both doing the same thing. They're both just wrong, right? Anyone who loves Canelo, anyone who says someone's hating Canelo, that person loves him too much. That's what it is.
And
You
they
have
don't love boxing
no,
enough.
no. You love Canelo. Anyone that has to say like Tyson
You guys
Fury,
hate Canelo.
I'm a huge Tyson. Again,
You guys hate. If I hate him, I got good reason because he's cheap
again,
in the sport.
again. Boxing with Sean. Congratulations, you're good at guessing because that's all. That's all. What is a prediction? It's a guess.
Is he really trying to talk shit about getting a prediction wrong?
I mean, that's so corny when people like if you
Like he gets all his predictions
I
right.
mean like if you're bragging about guessing right about something, then you have a low standard for yourself. If that's an achievement for you guessing right, like I said before, if everyone knew 100% what was going to happen every fight, we'd all retire. We wouldn't have to work a day in our lives, and we would just. Why do you think Vegas is a billion? Like, why do you think these casinos are $1 billion businesses, bro? If everyone knew exactly what was going to happen, you guys are corny, bro. You're corny. You're corny. You're going to be wrong 50% of the time. And anyone that brags about getting a prediction right has a very low self-esteem, or they set a low bar for themselves. If that's a highlight in your life, getting a prediction right, but you didn't have the balls to bet on it. Oh, I don't bet. Why don't you bet? You would bet if you knew 100%. Would you bet if you knew 100% of the time you were going to be right? Wouldn't you bet on every fight if you knew that? So again, stop it.
And you can tell a lot of people don't bet because they just, the fight happened.
Maybe
you
you're
see everything when you
condescending.
got money on the line.
Maybe you're condescending. That's what he's saying to me. But you weren't condescending to me when you went, oh, how accurate you are. None of us are accurate. None of us are accurate. We're all going to be batting 500 making predictions. We're all going to be batting 500 making predictions. All of us.
He want to talk about you. He don't want to talk about him.
What name did I call anybody? I didn't call anybody a name. I said you set a low bar for yourself if you're bragging. Is that calling somebody a name?
These dudes are like corny, really bro. Like you know they remind me of my wife, man. They really sensitive ass hoes, man.
I got my man Jesse Rican, man. Let me let you spit for a while, bro.
B, what's up, brother?
How you doing,
happy
man?
Father's Day to the fathers.
Happy Father's Day to y'all, man.
Father's Day.
Thank you. Yo, Joe Smith Jr. got his ass kicked, huh?
Got destroyed, bro. He got destroyed.
So here's the question, right? Is Beterbiev that good? Was Joe Smith Jr. overhyped for this fight? I mean, are we witnessing like a star in the making in Beterbiev?
Yo, Sean, you can't do this, bro. Come on, bro. That I mean, are you gonna really? Are you gonna? You Sean, you better.
So you're the sensitive hoe boxing with Sean. You're up here trying to come into host
your wife is a sensitive
with weak talking points.
Are you
talking
really
about the hate is real for Canelo? Why don't you go watch some Canelo highlights with a bottle of Jergens?
You know, Centurion's son, man. You love to like. I don't know, man. I don't understand like what your goal is in life, bro. I don't understand it, bro. Like what is your purpose when you wake up every morning? Getting predictions right, bro? Like, oh, I'm gonna predict it's gonna rain out today. What does that get you, bro? Like, what is your goal in life? Like, yay, I got a prediction right. Like, dude, if I didn't bet on, I get predictions right all the time. I never come on here and say, ooh, because I know, bro, because I've been doing it too long. If you do it long enough, you know you're going to be wrong half the time, bro. So you can't be excited about getting something right.
I think he only predicts Canelo fights, which are usually cherry picked, so those are pretty easy to call. You know what I mean?
And then you can't brag when you pick a fucking 5-1 favorite, bro. You can't.
That's a Canelo fight.
Thank you. This dude show again. He knows my fucking history because I showed him my fucking. He's seen my bets. I can go down the list, right? I can go down the list of all the fucking 4-to-1s and 5-to-1s and 3-to-1s. I mean, again, what is it, man? Again, because you're making such this, you're putting such a lofty premise on getting predictions right when nobody gets predictions right all the time. That's what I'm trying to say.
I can't even understand what he's trying to say because
I don't
most of his messages are.
I'll drop a link here. Come on and explain yourself.
He won't do that.
Come on here and explain yourself. Like, what is the goal? Like, what is like when you get a prediction right? What does that do? What does that do? I don't understand. What does that do? Getting a prediction right?
Because he ain't putting no money up. He too pussy to put money up.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta have balls to put money up.
Did you pick Bradley to beat Pacquiao? Did you pick Cotto to beat Martinez? Did you pick Lamont Peterson to beat Amir Khan? Right? Did you pick Tyson Fury to beat Klitschko? Did you pick Tyson Fury to beat Wilder all 3 times? Right? Did you pick fucking any of these guys? Right? Have you ever like made a fucking pick that wasn't the popular opinion or wasn't the safe pick? And even if you do pick the favorite every time, you got to deal with upsets. You got to deal with fucking bad decisions. You got to deal with fucking controversial decisions. So again, like, what are we doing here, bro? Did you pick Teofimo Lopez to beat fucking Lomachenko? You didn't.
No, he didn't.
Like, I just named like fucking 10 fights that you got wrong. Okay, but when you did take it personal because you're trying to like throw fucking shade on someone for getting a prediction right or wrong when you got predictions wrong too. Like why does that matter? I just think all we're doing is guessing. Why do you want to be like? Why is that such a great thing to be good at guessing? I don't understand that. Like, I want to be known for doing like being talented at something. Is guessing on something a talent? Can you monetize that?
I want to guess the draw right one of these days.
You came on here and you said, now it's time to eat humble pie. Why do I gotta be humble for getting a prediction wrong? Like, what is that? Like, why? Like, what does that even mean? You gotta eat crow. You gotta be humble, dude. I'm not. I have a high self-esteem, bro. I'm not humble. I'm not a humble person. Jesus Christ. I'm like, you want me to be humble? No. Maybe you can be humble. I'm not a fucking snowflake. I'm not like these fucking dudes today, bro. I'm not a soft dude. No, I'm not humble. I'm proud.
These today, man. These young boys, soft as fucking baby.
I'm not going to be the guy that you want me to be, bro. You can be that guy if you want. I'm not going to eat.
Click the link.
Yeah, click the link, man. Click the link.
He's soft. He's soft. He's a Canelo fanboy. And if I'm wrong, click the link and come up here and tell me otherwise. If not, he really needs to just shut the fuck up.
Jesus, turn it in and at least concede. The first statement that was made on the video, the first sentence out of my mouth was, I was wrong. Were you even listening? And why do people need for people to tell them so bad? Like, why do you need validation? So,
Beeb, I know one thing about you. If you're wrong, you will come up here and say you're wrong.
and there's been times when I've accused you of stuff and you proved me wrong, and I apologized to you on air, man.
That's why I know you'll come up
respect
here.
me, bro. I've even apologized to people on air for misrepresenting them, misquoting them. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't know what he's talking. He doesn't know. He doesn't.
Oh, bro.
He probably doesn't watch the show. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He
Bro.
doesn't even know you.
Come on, bro.
You don't know what you about or none of that shit, man. People come up here all the time thinking they know you. You don't know shit.
It's corny, bro. But
And
yeah,
you still won't click the link.
you won't click the link. Yo, does fucking does Bivol beat Betterbiev, Jesse? Or he got a shot, bro?
I don't know. I think this is going to be a good fight, man. I mean, 18-0-0, 18 knockouts, manhandled Joe Smith Jr. I didn't see that coming. After the first round, I was like, all right, he's done. And I was like, made Joe Smith Jr. look like an amateur, which I don't think he is. I think Joe Smith Jr. is a modern day Rocky that can hang with the best of them. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you think, man? I'm really. I don't know about this one. Can Betterbiev get rid of Bevo? Can Bevo? I mean, if I had to choose today, I'll say Bevo by decision.
Really?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna pick Betterbiev by knockout in probably the ninth or 10th round. That's
Has Bevo ever been knocked out?
No, but he ain't never fought Betterbiev either,
though. Is this fight going to happen? This fight's going to happen, right? He wants it to happen.
He wants it to happen, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
I'll tell you another thing too, though. I think if Canelo goes against Betterbiev, Canelo get his ass handed to him.
You got a better chance of seeing fucking Jesus Christ come down off the cross again than seeing him fight fucking than seeing Canelo fight him. That ain't gonna happen, bro.
Canelo won't. He won't fight him.
He won't fight
ever.
Him. I don't think he should fight him
ever.
And there's no shame in Canelo not fighting him. Stay at 168, but fight fucking David Benavidez.
Yeah.
Fight fucking David Benavidez. Don't fight fucking. Well, fight Golovkin, but again, that's a money grab.
Or fight Charlo. Charlo would be a good one.
I hope Betterbiev doesn't fight Yard next, but
yeah,
I have a feeling it's going to happen, bro.
Well, he said he wants Bevo. He said he wants to unify.
And I know, but we'll see what happens, bro. Because again, we'll see what Top Rank does.
Top Rank.
I don't know how many fights he got with Top Rank either. But he was with the Zone before, then he went with Top Rank. He moves around, bro. Like, I think these guys should probably fight like small short deals. I don't like these extended deals. Like when Crawford signed with Top Rank, I think would he have like 6 or 7 fights, whatever the fuck it was. Sign a 2. Like, do what Devin Haney's doing. Like Devin Haney got one more fight with Bob and Lou DiBella. And then he can then he got an optional, and then he can do whatever he wants.
Oh, Brian.
Hey, top of the AM.
What's up with the
There's morning time out here.
Brian, can you celebrate now because Golden State won? Can you claim that because you're from Cali?
Oh yeah. That's secondary. Lakers my dudes, but they holding it down too. Hey man, I'm sorry, man. What happened to Boston? I'm sorry. Dang.
I lost money. I lost money on that game, bro.
I bet you put money on them.
I put money on the Celtics to win the game.
Bro. Oh my God!
I thought I was gonna at least go 7. I thought I was gonna at least go 7. Right?
Oh man, you was tripping on that one, man. You was tripping. Was I hey man, I want to talk about Betterbiev, man.
Go ahead,
hey,
man.
That dude is a beast, homie. They in there trashing Joe Smith in the chat. I'm like, man, Joe Smith, he's not trash, man. Come on, man. Stop that.
He's a
Joe
union
Smith
worker, man.
He's not very skilled. Okay. I could say that. He's not very skilled. Be honest, B. Be honest. He's not very skilled, but he not trash, though. You can't take away from that win last night, man. Stop it, man. Stop it, homie. Stop it.
See, once again, right? This is why it's called gambling and it's called guessing. So what's his name? Centurion's son wants to talk about knowledge. And Boxing Sean makes a great point. If you're looking at the analytics and the statistics, you're saying to yourself, Boston hasn't lost. They're at home, number one, right? They haven't lost a game 6 in the playoffs. They won every game 6 they've been in the playoffs, and they haven't lost 3 games in a row in the playoffs. So so knowledge would tell you that they were going to win game 6. But once again, it's called gambling, and we're guessing. So knowledge doesn't mean that much when you're guessing. You can call it a calculated guess or a calculated risk all you want, but nothing is 100%. Statistics showed you. Even Stephen A. Smith, most of the analysts were picking Boston to win game 6, but they lost. They were the favorites, right? So again, knowledge only gets you so far when you're fucking making predictions. Simple and plain. That proves that it ain't always about knowledge.
Right.
Steph Curry said, "Fuck that knowledge," right? And you saw what he did.
Golden State was favored, though, wasn't they, to win the whole thing? Golden State, I think they was favored from the beginning of the season to win.
Golden State was favored, but after they went down one game, they became the underdog.
Okay.
Yo, Beef. Can I throw Brian under the bus real quick?
Oh, why are you gonna do that, man?
So you guys, like, I'm not a boxing fanatic like Beeb or Brian is, but you ever have the casual boxing fan talk and you're like, oh, I can't talk to you about boxing.
He was ear hustling yesterday in my conversation. He was ear hustling.
Listen, I called Brian up, right? He's at a family barbecue, right? And this guy's cousin said, who would win, Mike Tyson or Floyd Mayweather? I said, yo, Brian, I gotta go. I'll call you back later. This is the boxing conversation Brian has with his family.
That's why I talk boxing with you guys, man. Cause I can't talk to regular people about no damn boxing. This dude, I said, man, they're not even in the same weight class, man. Stop. They don't know no better, man. Stop putting my cousin on blast, man. You wrong, homie.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that, Jesse.
You wrong. Hey, I only got to talk about one thing on this shit. That's it. Okay. What's his name? Anthony Yard. Oh. What's up with this? We ain't even talking. Did you guys talk about the Anthony Yard situation we got going on?
He's sitting there, said Betterbiev is slow. A lot of dudes thought Betterbiev was slow, man. But they ended up getting counted out or stopped just the same, bro. So
what about this this Anthony Yard situation we got going on? He next? We ain't gonna get Bivol.
I think he's next, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How did he even get there? Why is he even in the way?
I don't know. Who's Bivol gonna fight next? Bivol may fight. If Bivol fights Gilberto Ramirez, I actually like that fight. That fight's gonna be a good fight, bro.
He's fighting Zerto.
Oh, yeah, that'll be a good matchup.
He could be fighting Zerto. I don't know.
Ah.
Yeah, but I don't know if the Mando was ordered yet, Sean. I mean, I don't know if the sanctioning bodies ordered the Mando.
I'm hearing, hey, Beeb, I heard that they pretty much talking about signing Betterbiev versus Anthony Yard. Is this true or what? Because he was there.
There's a good chance it's gonna happen, bro.
Damn. Talk to your boy Bob. Oh my God.
I should probably try to call Bob this week, man. See if I can get
we want to see the unification, man. Stop playing, man. We want to see Bivol versus Betterbiev. I don't even know how Anthony Yard is even back in the picture, but I ain't mad at him, but I'm just wondering.
Listen, if Anthony Yard's gonna, wants to fight and wants to get paid, I mean, I'm not hating on Anthony Yard, but I, as a fan, that's something that I don't.
Who did he fight for the mandatory position?
Oh God, he lost to Lyndon Arthur, and then he came back and beat him, knocked him out in 4 rounds.
So that was the spot.
I mean, he got knocked out by Kovalev in 11 rounds. He was behind on the cards there. He hurt Kovalev. I mean, there's nothing on Anthony Yard's resume that suggests to me that he can beat Artur Beterbiev, man. You know,
He can't.
Boxing with Sean says Betterbiev deserved the payday. What do you mean? Like, are you thinking that if they do the Yard fight in England, he's going to get a big, like, that's going to be a bigger payday than if he fights Bivol? That's possible. That's possible. I don't know. It all depends on how they can promote that fight. Whatever.
Oh, okay. I didn't think about that. It might be some money behind that fight.
Maybe if it
that's
could
a good point.
Fight. You know how the UK fans are, bro. You know.
Yeah, that's a good point. Somebody brought up a good point. So
I don't disagree with what Sean's saying there. He could be right that even with Bivol being an undisputed fight, that Yard fight could be a bigger money fight.
Hey, you should do a poll in the chat. Just ask who would they rather see Beterbiev fight between Bivol and Yard.
No one's gonna want.
Simple.
That's even a waste of
question.
That's a waste of a poll. That's like saying,
right.
Would you rather do eat fucking
but
spinach?
But people are gonna be like, you know how people is, man. They're gonna debate. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think anybody wants to see fucking Betterbiev versus fucking Yard, man.
Right. I hope not. I want to see the unification. That's it, man. I just wanted to bring that up, man. Hey, it was good hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, I actually gotta break out of here too, because I gotta be somewhere at 11. But I'll catch y'all later, man. Thank you everybody in the chat. Happy Father's Day to you, Jesse. Happy Father's Day to you, Stacks.
Happy Father's Day, B.
Enjoy the rest of your day, man. I'll catch up with y'all.
Okay.
All right, be good.